everybody, and welcome back to another reading from Blended by Sharon M. Draper. We left off on chapter 14, so let's begin. Chapter 14, Exchange Day. After the Great Exchange, Dad, Anastasia, Darren, and I take our time ambling down the mall toward the Cheesecake Factory, where we have our every other Sunday feast. The servers know us by name. I order the 4-cheese pasta, which is like mac and cheese, all maxed out, and a small Cobb salad, because Anastasia insists I eat something green and healthy. I always get the banana cream cheesecake for dessert. It's crazy good. While we wait on our food, Anastasia and Dad are going on, all excited, because Darren has an interview next week with Harvard. Even I know that's a huge deal. Plus, Anastasia just signed a new contract to decorate the home of the mayor of Indian Hills. She's crazy hyped, not because the mayor is super rich, but because she knows she can make his home into a resplendent show palace, she says. I like her confidence. I wonder how you get to be like that. After a stop at AutoZone to get new windshield wipers for Darren's car, Darren is so proud of his red Ford Focus, not new, but safe, as Dad insisted, that he'll use any excuse to drive it, even if it's just to get me at school. We finally head to Dad's house. Every time we pull up into that driveway, I still kind of gasp. The house is 3 stories, all brick, and it sits back from Indian Hill Road deep in the yard, blanketed with that thick, bright grass you see in lawn care flyers. Its edges are decorated with tulips in the spring, roses in the summer, and mums in the fall. Anastasia likes to hire professional gardeners, but Dad planted the tulips himself, one by one. It's so pretty in the spring. They open up in the day, then close back up at night. And they come in like a zillion colors. I've got a dozen pics of those tulips on my phone. The house has 7 bedrooms, 5 bathrooms, 3 sitting rooms, and 2 kitchens. Yeah, 2. One near the downstairs recreation area, which, by the way, has a movie theater, and one for ordinary meals, I guess. Who needs all that? Me, I gotta admit. Anastasia insists everyone remove their shoes when they come in, but to be honest, I love the feel of the Persian carpet on my bare feet. Since I'm confessing, I also love the view of the woods from the great room window, the gleam of the hardwood floor in the family room, and the soft peach colors of my bedroom. It's pretty awesome. But most of all, I love what Anastasia calls the music room. The walls are painted pale cream, the carpet is light blue, and sitting in the middle is a black Steinway baby grand piano. The keyboard is more than 4 feet long, while the rest of it stretches at least 6 feet. The lid is like a wing of a bird ready to fly, propped up to show the golden strings that create the sound. The piano, waxed and polished every week, gleams in the sunlight from the curved bay window. I swear, that piano smiles at me. The tufted leather bench beckons, and the keys sit ready for me to press on them. I never stop being amazed by these 88 slices of ivory and ebony can combine to create harmonies. The keys way down on my left create thunder and booming and power, and the keys off to my right can become morning and sunshine and tinkling laughter. It's just freaking fierce. The music room is always the first place I go. Now I sit up straighter than straight. I curve my hands, pose them for just a second above the keys, feel a swell inside my chest. Then my fingers take over. I hit several chords and run a few scales. The perfect tones of the piano bounce around the room and back into me. I forget where I am and kind of disappear into my recital piece. Anastasia slips into the room and sits quietly in the leather easy chair by the door. When I pause to pull out another sheet of music, she asks, "You don't mind that I sit here and listen, do you? I love hearing you play." I can't help but smile. "No, it's okay. It's like I can sort of feel your senses suck in all the way while you listen." I grimace. "Does that sound stupid?" Anastasia smiles back. "Sounds exactly how I feel. Amazing how music can do that. When you play, it takes me back to when I was a little girl. When I was 6, with 2 bow ties tied up on the tips of my braids, and my grandmother was teaching me a few songs on her piano. Her face goes soft. I've never thought about Anastasia as a kid. To me, she's like a pre-wrapped package, already finished and perfect. And she played piano? How did I not know that? Did you take lessons too? I ask. She shakes her head. Didn't have the money, she admits. Well, thanks for signing me up with Madame Rubenstein, I tell her. She gets on my case, but I'm learning a lot. Anastasia gets up and says, "May I?" before sitting beside me. Slowly at first, she starts picking out the notes to chopsticks. Dup, 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 blink, 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 dup, 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 flash. I can't help it. I do the same thing, one octave higher. Dup, 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 blink, 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 dup, 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 flash. She plays her notes faster. So do I. Then even faster. Me too. Pretty soon we are racing through the song, each of us using both hands, harder, faster, louder. My treble, her bass. Then we play the whole thing again, double time, missing notes, ending with a giant crescendo, splattering the keys, and laughing like maniacs. Whoa! That was fun. Page getting stuck. I was going to enter your piano recital, she says, all fake serious, but I decided it wouldn't be fair. I'd blow all you kids away with my mad skills. I crack up as she plays another few riffs, trilling treble to rumbling bass. Then she breaks into the beginning of a Chopin piece. Wow, I have no idea Anastasia could play so well. How could I have missed that? And no lessons? It makes me feel a little intimidated, like I wonder if she thinks that my playing is not quite up to par. But she doesn't act like that at all. She gives me a hug, gets up from the bench, and stretches. Now it's time for the real musician in the family to practice her recital piece, she says. Then curls back into her chair to listen. Chapter 15, Dad's Week. Anastasia owns a dog, a Maltese named Fifi. I do not like that dog, and she doesn't like me. But Anastasia loves the sneaky little beast who has long white fur that flows around her like she's a little movie star. Her feet don't even show. She gets bathed and groomed every other week, with bows and ribbons and sometimes even toenail glitter. Yes, glitter. Fifi likes to perch in Anastasia's lap while she works on her computer. She sometimes snuggles next to Darren while we watch movies on Netflix. She even lets Dad scratch her head and hold her. But me? She snarls and shows her sharp, tiny teeth whenever I try to pet her. I honestly think she's cute, and I would love to curl up with a real-life pet instead of a stuffed giraffe, but Fifi wants nothing to do with me. Here, Fifi. So today, after I practice piano, I decide I'm going to try to make friends with a dog. Anastasia keeps little doggy treats in the kitchen drawer. I grab a few and sit on the floor. Here, Fifi, I call in my sweetest voice. Want a treat? The dog doesn't move. Come on, little pup, I say, trying really hard to sound sweet. You gonna be nice this time? The dog simply stares. I show her my outstretched hand. I move a little closer. Fifi doesn't budge. I toss a treat across the floor. It lands at her feet. At first, she ignores it. Then, she sniffs it. Suddenly, in one swift movement, she gobbles it. She still has not budged from that spot. I toss another treat, this time a little closer to me. Fifi tiptoes a few steps forward, her bedazzled toenails clicking on the tiled kitchen floor. She grabs the second treat, then backs up, like I'm some kind of enemy. I leave the next treat right next to my leg. Fifi inches over, eats it, and doesn't run away this time. I touch her gently. Wow, her fur is so soft. I finally put out my hand, the last treat in my palm. Fifi sniffs it, grabs it, then runs into the other room. She clearly no longer has any use for me, but I feel like I've achieved a victory. Chapter 16, Dad's Week. Showers at Dad's house are the best. He has one of those pounding, pulsing shower systems that spray water from the sides as well as the top, so the water smashes you everywhere. Sometimes I stay in that shower for half an hour if nobody notices. Mom's shower runs out of hot water in 15 minutes. Gosh, she'd love this. I think back to how tired she's looked lately. The shower would wake her right up, but I think she'd still be sad. She tries not to let me see, but I know she cries every time we do the exchange thing. I open up the bottle of raspberry souffle shampoo and scrub hard. Mom says my hair lives in its own zip code. No matter what I do, mousse, gel, axle grease, it always looks like I just came in from a windstorm. My hair laughs at those cute hair products I see advertised on TV. Stupid, angry, springy fingers of frizz. It's a for real mess. So I scrub and scrub. Soppy strands of my hair drip down and cling to my face. I try to let any thoughts of weekly custody confrontations Mom and Dad practically snarled at each other today swirl down the drain and with the sudsy water. I pull a towel around myself quick when I get out because there's a huge mirror on the back of the bathroom door. I have no idea why. It's impossible to miss, and I don't like seeing myself naked. I'm a little too skinny. I can see the bones of my rib cage if I suck in my breath. It's odd to think I have a skeleton of bones hiding under my skin, holding me up. Naked is an odd word. Just saying it makes me shy and embarrassed. I've seen pictures in magazines of models in teeny swimsuits. I could never do that. I pull my towel tighter, and even though I've showered, I lift an arm and sniff. I just smell like soap, but there have been days, especially after gym class, when, phew, the odor easing out has been kinda ripe. Anastasia bought me some flowery-smelling deodorant, so I roll that on, just in case. I peer real close at my face in the mirror. Is that a zit? Nope. Another few. I step back, and from about a foot away, I see both my parents and my features. I've got my mom's freckles, and her fingers, which are long and limber, and make it easy to reach across my keyboard. But I've got the thickness and curliness of Dad's dark hair. I've got Dad's fuzzy eyebrows, Mom's green eyes, Dad's wide nose, Mom's thin lips, Dad's oddly curled ears, Mom's long lashes, Dad's big-toothed smile, Mom's wide forehead, Dad's strong chin, Mom's bony legs. It's like half of Dad and half of Mom got put in a blender, and the churned-up result was me. I squish out a big glob of body lotion. It's called Dazzling Dahlia. I have no idea if the actual dahlia flower smells this good, but this lotion is working just right for me today. I make sure my knees and elbows are slathered and as smooth as they're going to be. I wonder when the two moms in my life will let me wear makeup. On that subject, I bet they both agree. Let's make Isabella wait until she's really old, like 21, before we allow her to wear lipstick or feel real pretty. Looking at myself right now in this mirror, I don't feel pretty at all. Just clean. Chapter 17. Mom's Week. It's funny. When Dad was in California, Mom's house was where I lived. It was home. And now I don't really feel like I have a home. It's more like I live at Dad's place or Mom's place. I never say, I'm going home anymore. It's, I'm going to my mom's, or I'm going to my dad's. Going, not staying. Actually, it's not funny at all. The changing of the guard at the mall happened without a problem yesterday, at least for the grown-ups. I got there with Dad, I left with Mom. No fireworks, no ugly words, just the exchange. This morning, I don't want to get out of bed. My quilt is so warm. In a minute, Mom will be in. My room here is tiny, but I love it. I've got posters of my favorite singers on the wall, a small stack of books I want to read, several candles with cool names like Jasmine Morning and Mango Mist, and a large framed picture of a girl with her arms crossed and her face frowned up in anger saying, I'm still kind of mad they never told me how to get to Sesame Street. That cracks me up. The paint is chipping in several places, and I can see peaks of the pink the room used to be. It's now painted kind of a seafoam green. For some reason, even though I never told her that, Mom thinks my favorite color is green. She goes out of her way to get me green water bottles, green pencils, or new green curtains for my windows. I've never had the nerve to tell her I actually like lavender better. She thinks green makes me happy, so I let her do her green thing. A couple weeks ago, she bought me a new t-shirt with that triangle arrow recycle symbol. The slogan underneath says, I recycle. I wore this shirt yesterday. Of course, it's green. My room is a disaster right now. For sure, I gotta clean this up after school. I've been making slime, and even though Mom hollers at me to put all that stuff away, it's kind of everywhere. I've got glue, Mom's baking soda, a 4-pound box of borax, and several vials of food coloring. I keep my slime in teeny little Tupperware containers. The stacks keep getting bigger. I'm taking the lavender and orange ones to school tomorrow to show Imani and Heather. Imani told me she found a way to make shiny silver slime. I can't wait. I keep the new calendar I got for Christmas on the wall right above my bed. It's marked off in weeks. I've colored the Mom weeks with green highlighter, and Dad weeks with neon orange. 26 for each one, split exactly in half. Know what's sad? There are no weeks for me. Chapter 18. Mom's Week. They're screaming at each other. My mom and Dad. Over the phone. About me. It's gotten worse since Dad moved back to Cincinnati. They're like territorial. Hey, I used a vocab word. I zap some ramen noodles in the microwave real quick so I can disappear into my room. Mom paces as she talks, flails her arms for emphasis as if Dad can see her, clenching her cell phone like it's a kitchen sponge after a messy spaghetti dinner. I can make out only a little of his side of the conversation, but I know exactly what he's saying. Mom, you think just because you come back to town you can just swoop in and take over my child's life? Who do you think took care of her every need while you were jogging on some beach? I know Dad so well, I can just about figure out what he's saying. Dad, in that low, patient voice she hates. I just want to take Isabella downtown to music hall this weekend to see the Cincinnati Symphony Orchestra. They're having a guest piano soloist from Paris. Remy Genet. Mom, please don't do this, Isaiah, squeezing away my time with Izzy. I've got things planned. Now she's circling around the kitchen table, brushing a crumb here, straightening an already straight chair. Round and round she goes. You can't just change the rules to suit yourself. I will the microwave to cook faster. The water's not bubbling yet, but my stomach is. Every time they fight, I kind of want to throw up, and they have no idea. And Dad's now probably saying, please, Nicole, it's for Isabella's piano career. He loves to talk about my career, whatever that means. It drives Mom bananas. Mom, absolutely not, Isaiah. She's 11. She doesn't have a career. You get Izzy on Sunday, as usual. She knows Dad hates it when she calls me Izzy, so I'm sure he blasts back. Dad, I wish you'd stop calling her that horrible nickname. Mom, I don't care. I've got custody this weekend, and we are going bowling. Me and Izzy, Izzy, Izzy. Mom taps her phone off, slams it on the counter, and starts snorting into a paper towel. She's trying not to cry in front of me. I love my new bowling shoes, I tell her as I scoot close. The microwave finally dings. You think I can get 3 strikes in a row like I did last time? She pulls me closer. You betcha, she says, kissing my forehead. I let her hold me 10, 20, 30 seconds, then slowly I pull away. Mom is sensitive, so I have to be careful. I leave her in the kitchen and tiptoe to my room with the styrofoam cup of noodles. No ramen at Dad's house. It ranks right up there with Kool-Aid to him. I shove my backpack off the chair so I can eat at my desk. I'm the triple backpack kid. I've got my mom bag, it's green, of course. Then I've got the lavender print Vera Bradley dad bag with the matching lunchbox, cell phone cover, and wallet. That's compliments of Anastasia. And finally, I have a small black backpack with handles. That one is for my piano music. I suppose it would make sense to combine the school bags, but like everything else in my life, I leave one at each house and switch which one I use every week. No biggie. I'm used to the hassle. The only items that for sure go to both houses are my cell phone, my piano music, and my journal. My journal is black, ragged on the edges, and nearly filled up with my daily scribbles and screams. It's held together with a fat red rubber band. But in both my mom bag and my dad bag, I carry notebook paper and pencils, a phone charger, a wallet, a USB thumb drive, and my books. I gotta keep myself organized so I can keep up with Mom's world and Dad's as well. Every single week. Yep. I'm gonna be crazy one day. Chapter 19, Dad's Week. Tuesday and Thursday afternoons at Dad's house are piano lesson time. Madame Rubinstein comes from the music conservatory at the University of Cincinnati. Never to Mom's. My Casio is not what Madame Rubinstein wants me practicing on. Her almost white hair, so thin I can see her scalp, is always slicked into a bun. She never has a strand out of place. I wish she'd give me lessons in that. She wears a different ring on each finger, even her thumbs, and about 50 gold bangle bracelets on her arms. They rattle as she plays, but her fingers are long and supple. She has no problem with pieces that are written for 2 octaves, no problem at all. Are you preparing for your recital, Isabella? She asks in her thick German accent. She's fluent in French and Italian as well. June 9th will be here before you know it. Yes, ma'am. She narrows her eyes. I mean, I'm almost ready. I practice every day, I assure her. For more than an hour, I add. I squint right back at her. She's got an attitude about my Casio, and she's never even heard it. And sure enough, she talks. But how many of those hours are spent on that, toy? She's trying to keep her nose from crinkling like she's smelling dog poop. My Casio works just fine, I tell her crisply. My recital piece will be perfect. But I frown as I begin, hitting the keys with anger instead of love, pounding hard instead of light. She's taken the light out of the room. Still, I practice my chords and arpeggios, scales and phrases, until finally she takes me deeply into the lesson for the day. A Mozart concerto this time. It's tough. Every note must be specific and clear, she tells me for the 10th time, so the sound flows like water over the listener. I press deliberately at the keys, head down, fingers connecting. The sounds are just not flowing today. Anybody listening to me would probably think I'm going to drown. Alright, now we are nearly at our 20 minutes, and the next chapter is too many pages to begin it before going over the time, so I'll stop us here at chapter 20. Stay tuned next week on Tuesday for the next upload, and for all the days after that, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Thank you so much for watching part 3 of Blended by Sharon M. Draper, and I hope you're enjoying it. Thanks again for watching, and I will see you Tuesday.